Hey guys, I'm here to answer a question that has been a debate for months, but before the video truly starts, I would like to clear up some things. First, my opinion is as unbiased as I can get it. I have months of experience with both games. Secondly, in no way I am saying one game is bad and the other is good. Both games are both awesome in their respective qualities. So we'll get to it. I'll be talking about Forsaken first, and then Pillar Chase 2, and then giving you my conclusion. So first up we have Forsaken. I'm gonna start with the places where this game exceeds. So some places where Forsaken does exceed would be its engagement. Let me explain. When you play as a survivor, there is so much more you can do instead of running and doing objectives. When you are a survivor, you are given emotes and a set of 2+ abilities depending on your character. With these, you can either stun the killer or camp out and either socialize or just wait till the timer ticks down. And Forsaken also does another thing that makes it preform as good as it does. It's teamwork. You can actually help your teammates. That adds so much more to the experience because it gives you a sense of usefulness outside of simply ducking and hiding. And by helping teammates, I don't mean just dropping a medkit or flashlight, I mean actually guarding, healing, or shielding them. And as for playing as Killer in Forsaken, I don't have much to say, because honestly, the Killer experience is better in Pillar Chase 2, with the exception of how long it takes to get Killer, which I will get to sooner or later. And lastly, for Forsaken, there is so many ways to play the game. Let me explain what I mean by that. You can choose whether you want to be a sentinel, guarding teammates and fighting directly against the Killer. Or you can be a survivalist gameplay where you only need to rely on yourself and play independently and do your own objectives. Or you could be a support character, helping out teammates and staying away from the killer unless it's to help somebody. The main thing that puts Forsaken so high up there is because there are many ways to play, many things to do. It's just fun. Now we are going to get to the bad parts of Forsaken, the really bad parts. So first, Forsaken is full of weirdos. I won't even lie here. I don't mean to talk about Soul anymore, but that's just an example. Also, there have been a lot of staff kicked off the team for being weirdos, like composers and such. Even though they were removed, that's just the type of people Forsaken attracts, and it's not really their fault. And another prime example of this is the community. Have you ever searched up Forsaken on TikTok? This is one of the things I saw, no joke, and that's absolutely disgusting, especially for a Roblox game. This shouldn't at all be treated like something unserious, because it's this type of content that's pushed towards minors, given that it's a Roblox game. This is what pushes Forsaken so much lower. When people say Forsaken is a bad game, this is exactly what they are talking about, and it's valid, because there really isn't anything to do about it. Don't even get me started on the exploiters and bug abusers. It's also extremely common in Forsaken, and it makes the game annoying. So my conclusion for Forsaken, it's a pretty good game, but the community weighs it down all the way to the dirt. And now we have the long-awaited Pillar Chase 2. Wait, what the hell are you doing? Get back on Pillar Chase 2. Okay, anyways, I'll start with the good parts about Pillar Chase 2 first. Pillar Chase 2 is a game that has actual horror in it. I've been jump scared a few times by a stray MX Rush a few times. And Pillar Chase 2 is really fun to play as Killer. There are so many options, and sometimes it's hard to pick one. As Killer, there are multiple strategies to play. Killers differ in many ways, like for example, Weist and Fogborn require different strengths and playstyles. Enough glazing about Killer. Now let's talk about Survivor. Survivor gameplay is interesting, to say the least. With Survivor, you can mix and match around your abilities instead of picking from a set. So really, you get to choose how you want to play. And also, you don't have to rely on others to play. You could just stick to your objectives and do your thing. I'd also say Pillar Chase 2 players are more skilled because of that alone. There's no raging in the lobby saying, "Why didn't you heal me?" or "Why didn't you shield me?" You come up with your own strategies to survive the killer. If you fail, you'll try again next round. So that's all I have to say for Survivor. Now let's head to the bad parts of Pillar Chase 2, which there aren't many. Firstly, a bad part of Pillar Chase is the overall cycling experience. It's pretty easy to get bored of Pillar Chase 2, and as a survivor, it takes way too long to get Killer, which is a known fact. This does not pair well with Pillar Chase getting boring pretty quickly. And next, I will consult the leveling system. Let's skip Survivor for now. Given the fact that it can take 20 to 30 minutes to become a killer, leveling up as killer takes way too long. Once you get past a certain point, it takes 3 or 4 rounds to level up, which can total up to 80 to 120 minutes for one level. Personally, I think it should balance similarly to Forsaken, where it takes 1 perfect round or 2 mediocre rounds to get a single level if you're past level 70. I would consult more issues, but those issues are going to be balanced once Pillar Chase gets another recode, according to Blade Ninja. My conclusion for Pillar Chase 2 is that it's a decent game, but it's boring at times. Now that I've discussed both games, now we get to the big question, which one is better? For core gameplay, Forsaken sweeps the floor. It doesn't feel as nearly as repetitive, and it's way easier to level up and actually enjoy the game. On the flip side, if we are talking about community and fandom-wise, Pillar Chase 2 is better. If you're like me and you've been around since MX was a developer killer, the community was hilarious and felt amazing, especially on TikTok and Discord. Those were some amazing days for Pillar Chase 2, but it's gone down into a pretty niche community, only known for rivaling Forsaken. And for my last statement, which is the overall better game. Honestly, I've got to give it to Forsaken. Forsaken also has a fun community, but it's not really a good one if you separate the game from the fandom Forsaken tops. But really the only thing that matters is which one you enjoy more. If you think my statements are wrong, let me know. 8non8 out. See you next time.